Guess what? This image on the Russian flag is actually an image of St. George, which is an alliance of the churches, Western and Eastern Orthodox churches, slaying the Tatar nation. Here are the flags of all nations from the American Encyclopedia of 1865. You can see the flag of Tartary in this close-up has a zillant, which is a chimera of a dragon, a griffin, and a wyvern, and has the characteristic black curly tail. Here's the Bowles Naval Flag Chart from 1783. In this close-up, you can see the same zillant on the Empire of Tartary flag and a small owl on the Tartary flag. So this flag represents the defeat of the Tatar nation, which happened starting in 1480 and continued for a few hundred years. Now, apparently this first takeover of the Mongol Tartary area was fairly peaceful because the area was still considered part of Russia, and I don't think a lot of people were killed. This started in 1480 and continued for a few hundred years. There are images available which indicate that some of the Tatars were much taller than other of the Tatars. So they would be considered giants. And they were also considered to be excellent builders, which is why they were able to build such beautiful buildings, which later the Russians took over. However, the Bolshevik revolution of 1917 was extremely brutal, and that's where they wiped out many of the Tatars. And the Russians claimed their buildings as their own. They were against the Tatars because they were pagans, they believed in astrology, and the Bolsheviks wanted only atheism. The communists then covered up the existence of Tartaria, and the CIA has a document where they actually classified the information about the cover-up that the communists did about Tartary. This document was declassified in 1998.
Or, let us take the matter of history, which along with religion, language and literature constitute the core of a people's cultural heritage. Here again, the communists have interfered in a shameless manner. For example, on the 9th of August 1944, the Central Committee of the Communist Party, sitting in Moscow, issued a directive ordering the party's Tatar Provincial Committee to proceed to a scientific revision of the history of Tartaria, to liquidate serious shortcomings and mistakes of a nationalistic character committed by individual writers and historians in dealing with Tatar history. In other words, Tatar history was to be rewritten, let us be frank, was to be falsified, in order to eliminate references to great Russian aggressions and to hide the facts of the real course of Tatar-Russian relations. And this was no isolated case. In every Muslim area within the USSR, historians, on orders of the Communist Party, have rewritten history to distort the facts so that the Russians appear always in a good light. Needless to say, histories which present the facts truthfully have been withdrawn and destroyed, so that the present and future generations of Muslims are forever denied the chance of learning the true facts of their nation's past.
The Soviets then appropriated all the buildings, such as this train station, which they claimed they built in 1940, but was actually built way before by the Tatars. As evidence of this, you can see the Zillo on the top of the building, which looks like the same figure which was on the Tartarian flag. And also, the clock tower has astrological figures, which the Soviets would never have built since they did not believe in astrology. So it seems to me that the CIA was also complicit in the cover-up of what they did to the history of Tartary. I would love to hear comments from people, especially if there are any Russians out there that can tell us any more information.